Hello, it's Sonia. So it's in August. I'm about 19 weeks, so about halfway there. So I'm making this video now because it's going to be for my maternity leave. So today it's going to be weights. And I'm going to do standing stuff with weights. So if you have 3s, if you have 5s, if you have heavier, you can keep them close by. I'm going to do some floor stuff. I can't get on the floor and do stuff, so I'm going to be propped up on the Bosu, making it look like I'm doing abdominals, but I'm not. You could just be lying on the mat doing that, and then you could do whatever I do standing, or if you want to do it sitting, if you can modify that on your own. So let's start on the floor. So you're going to come and lie down, so you're flat, and then let's just have the hands come down, and then just have your head down. And then just take a couple breaths here, just breathing into the ribs, the diaphragm. You're gonna have your hands on the side here, and then try to feel that rib cage drop down. Inhale, and then on the exhale, you're gonna lift one leg up tabletop, which is out of view. And then inhale down, and then switch to the other side. Exhale up tabletop. Inhale down, and then switch. So you can also have both legs tabletop and alternate reaching one out at a time. I just can't do that. And then exhale. I already did a video where I turned the phone throughout it and it doesn't change. So it's gonna be, I might post it anyway because it's a kind of useless video unless you can understand me sideways. All right. So if you did both legs up tabletop, you can reach both legs out and then both legs in. And then reach both legs out. And your hands are just on the mat, both legs in. If you want to be curled up as you're doing both legs out and then in, you can. And then do 2 more. Both legs bend in. And then do 1 more time. Come in, put one leg down at a time to release and then release. So you can bring your legs tabletop and hold them up, but hands are going to be behind your head. You're going to inhale and be lowered down, and then exhale and you're going to curl up. And then inhale and lower down, and then exhale and curl up. And if you have a Bosu at home or a ball, you're more than welcome to do this on there, but I don't know if enough people have the Bosu, or I'll have to check in because it's still in August, and so if enough people have a stability ball or Bosu, then I'll record someone else doing a series on it. And do alternate obliques, so you come up and twist to one side, inhale down, and then switch other side. So your legs can just be tabletop here. If you want to alternate reaching one leg out and doing kind of a slow leg bicycle, you can. Exhale. And then 1 more each side. Inhale, and then do 1 more time here. All right, so now you're going to curl up. You're going to hold the curl up. Your shoulders are down, armpits engaged. If your legs aren't tabletop, bring either one, or if you want it harder, bring them both up. So then you're just staying curled up with your upper body, and then your legs, I'm going to do with my arms, what you're going to do with your legs is you reach one leg out and then bring it in and then switch. Exhale, inhale. So exhale out, inhale in, switch. Throughout COVID, I think I did a 14-day challenge, and they're like 10 to 20-minute videos. If you just want to do an abdominal warm-up and then come back to this and fast forward through it, you could do this too. So you could do either what I give you in these 30 minutes or mix and match. They might be somewhat repetitive. Do both legs out at the same time and then bend both legs in. And you're still just curled up. Your hands are here and both legs out and then in, and then 2 more. And then 1 more time, come in, head down, and then 1 leg down at a time to release, and then release. So while we're here, let's do some bridges. You're gonna lift your hips, and then bring the hips back down. And then lift, exhale, inhale down. So you want your tailbone to reach down, you hinge at the hips to come down, and then exhale up, and then inhale. Exhale up, inhale. And I apologize, it's not the best view here, but if I put it the horizontal way, I'm gonna be standing, so you're not gonna see my head the whole time or my feet. So, because it's on my tripod, it just is what it is. And do one more. You're gonna hold it up or rest and then lift one leg up, put it down, switch, exhale, inhale, do one more each side. Inhale, exhale, both feet down and then both hips down. Turn out, heels and toes out, lift the hips and then put them back down. And then lift the hips up again and then come back down. So we're doing between 8 and 12. I'm not the best counter. If you're counting, you might realize that. And this should be 8. And then we'll do 2 more for 9. And then 1 more time for 10. And then lift up, hold it up, lift one leg up for 4. Come put it down, switch, and then 3. And then switch. Yeah, and my butt's barely lifting, so if you want more work, you can lift it up higher. I'm just modifying. Both feet down and then both hips come down. All right. So let's come up. I'm gonna say let's grab the heavier weights, but that's really up to you. If you wanna start lighter and then go heavier. So I'm gonna start with working the big muscles and then go down to the smaller muscles, because the smaller muscles are the weaker ones. They fatigue faster, so you need to leave energy for that. Okay, well, my chartreuse ones are 5 pounds, so let's do squats. So your feet are parallel in hip distance. The arms just hang down as you come squat down and then come back up. So if you see me from the back, my back shape isn't changing and my hips are reaching back more than my knees are reaching forward. So, you know, you can do more of a plie squat. That might be better on your back but worse on your knees, and you might use your quads more, but I want it to be a butt exercise. So you could always put a ball between the knees. You can always go a lot deeper than what I'm doing. And then inhale down, exhale up. So my thoughts for this video is I'm gonna do everything balanced on this one, and then I'm gonna do another one, weight training with weights, and that's gonna be more imbalanced, one at a time, alternating, so just variety. But how I train people is I have to start with them balanced, and then they go on to doing imbalanced stuff because you have to develop the stability through instability. All right, so let's stay here. Then you're gonna do both arms upright row and then come back down. And then again. So this is just a shoulder exercise. If I can't do it with 5 pounds, if this exercise feels better, you can do that. But I'm gonna do a circuit here, whole body, do abs, do another circuit, and I think the raises are I'm gonna do a lighter weight on the second round. I don't like talking about plans because then they change, but that's my thought. Exhale, yeah. So nothing with my body is changing, I'm just here, keeping my abdominals tight, weight on my heels more than the balls of the feet. So if it's hitting my hips, I probably need to shift my hips back a little bit. And I'm aiming to do 12. I have not been counting. And then 2 more. And then 1 more time. All right. So you're gonna hinge from the hips, bending the legs a little bit, but then, so the difference between a squat and then a deadlift is kind of the legs being fixed or not. So a squat, the more I come down, it comes from my legs. A deadlift, it comes more from my sit bones reaching up an imaginary wall. You're gonna fold over, hold it there to do both arms row, and then both arms come down, and then exhale. You're gonna keep doing both, but my back hurts, so I'm not gonna do both. Exhale, inhale. So if you do keep a chair around when you're doing one, you can always work on balance with this, but this one's gonna be balanced, so I'm just gonna go with you're doing both arms and not doing one arm like I am. And exhale, yeah, I'm trying to work between the shoulder blades. Good, exhale in 4, and then 3, 2, and do one more time here. Good. All right. So coming up, going to the deadlift that I was just talking about, you're going to hinge from the hips and come down. So if I did this against a wall, my sit bones are sliding up the wall and come back down. Versus, it's not a here. That's my back rounding. That's not right. Sit bones sliding up. My knees not necessarily bending more. They're saying a fixed bend. It's a butt and hamstring exercise. So if the knees are bending a little and you feel that, then you're doing it right. Hinging down, exhaling up. Hinging down, exhaling up. Hinging down. So I could just feel my sacrum, my lower back working a little bit. I just need a little bit of assistance here. I'm holding that, like the 2 dimples here, and I'm pulling it up. So when I come down, it's just stable there. So if anyone has any back pain like I do, because it's not just pregnancy related, this just might help you stabilize to work on this range. Or do squats. They're a little safer. It's just variety. And do one more time here, and then coming back up. All right, so now you're gonna do straight arms, and then straight arms are gonna pull back, and then straight arms back forward. And you can be folded forward more than I am, but again, my back, so straight arm, and then down. Exhale, so both arms. If you really want to get crazy, you can have both arms doing it standing on one leg. And exhale. Inhale. I think that's 10, 11, and then one more time for 12. Okay, so bicep curls, my elbows will stay here, bicep curl, and come back down. The more the elbows move, that's you kind of making it easier, so kind of lock them in slightly forward. I'm adding this rotation of my wrists because I like doing that for elbow, not to get too tight. So many different bicep curls. You can substitute body parts for different exercise body parts if you want. Sitting, standing, it doesn't matter. All of it's the same. And one more time here and come back down. All right, so for triceps, you're gonna be in this hinge forward. If you want your hand to support, both arms out and then bend in. Or you're doing one arm, so we'll show you some on one arm and then switch and do the other one. I'm just switching because I'm counting. So that was 6, that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and one more time for 12. Good. All right. So that's one whole circuit of a body part. So we're going to get on the floor to do abs. We're going to do hundreds. Unless you want to do something different, feel free. So come and lie down. I'll give you a minute just to get there. And then your head will be down. One leg up tabletop, other leg up tabletop. Whether your hands are by your hips or supporting your head, inhale. And then exhale, you're gonna come curl up, and it's endurance. So you're gonna inhale, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 4, 5, inhale, and exhale. That's 20, inhale, and then exhale, that's 30, inhale, and exhale, that's 40, inhale, and exhale, that's 50, inhale, and exhale, that's 60, curl up a little higher, inhale, and exhale, that's 70, inhale, and exhale, that's 80, inhale, and exhale, that's 90, inhale, and exhale, That's 100. Curl up a little higher and then lower down with control your head, one leg, and then the other leg, and then coming back down. All right. So take your time coming up. And then I'm actually gonna switch to the lighter weights because I'm gonna do a little bit different circle. What you can do is if you do this multiple times and you could go through it twice and then you figure out if you need heavier or lighter weight because you might need to drop the weight because it's too heavy, or you feel like you could do more because it's too light. Feel free to change that up. Okay. So we're gonna do lunges. So have a pretty long stance and your feet should be hip distance. You're not walking on a balance beam. And I'm gonna bend the bottom leg and come down so my front knee doesn't come forward, and then come back up. And then bend that back leg, inhale, and then exhale up. And then I'm gonna make bonus bicep curls. So I'm just gonna bicep curl up. But if you don't have good balance and you need to hold on to a chair or a roller, you can do this. Inhale. And try to get the back booty too. I feel like I want booty on both sides, but you might need to kind of figure out how to reach that back heel back. And you can go a lot bigger than what I'm doing. I'm just modifying. Inhale, and then exhale. And if it hurts your knee, you might be shifting forward too much, or the knee might be dipping in, so you might need to kind of shift the knee out, find the pinky toe a little bit more, try to work the glute more, or the weight might be too heavy. One more, okay? And then we'll switch legs. Lunge and come down, and then come back up. If you happen to do this video multiple times and you want to do movement, I always suggest the moving lunges I like the best is start from the front and step back into a lunge, because then you'll typically get your butt better. When people start back but step forward to lunge, they tend to work their quad too much. Inhale, lunge down. Try to get that back booty and front booty. Make sure the hips are squared. Okay, and then 2, and do 1 more. So what I was talking about lunges, if you want to step back lunge, last bounce, and come back up and switch legs or do the same leg, you can. I like that better than when people come here, they tend to get into their quad too much. I'm not even gonna go over that too much. All right, so shoulders down. So thumbs are up, pinkies down, and you're gonna lift up, tuck the shoulder blades down, and then come back. So my hips are above my heels. I'm using my glutes to stabilize. Trying not to tug and rock forward. I'm holding the space with my back body as I come up and forward and then back down. I'm trying to stabilize the shoulder blades here, so up, tuck, reach down. So I might have a 1 count up and then a 3 or 4 count down. So that's a little harder than just lifting and lowering with no thought of tempo. Also a lot safer because this eccentric resisting is the lengthening and the stability. That's important. I think this is 10, and then do 2 more. And if it's too light, do some more, and you can always pause it and keep doing some more. And the last one. Good. All right. So you're gonna come hinge. What do I want to do? So you're going to hinge down, keeping your legs fixed. Do a row with both arms. Unrow, hinge up. Hinge down, row, straighten, and come up. So my sit bones are sliding up the imaginary wall. I'm using my hamstrings. I'm using between the shoulder blades, and then coming back up. If you feel your back too much, you might be using it. So you have to try to figure out how to stabilize. So from the side, it's the same. Fixed bend, row, down, and then come back up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. And then 2 more. And then do 1 more time. Good, and then coming up. All right, so bicep curls, you're gonna stay standing. I'm gonna sit. All right, because it's lighter weights, I want the arms up more, and then bicep curl both arms and come forward. Exhale, and then inhale. So you can always go back to down here if you want. You can lift up a little bit. So now we're doing shoulders and biceps, and you try to get the armpits to stabilize because you don't want to be up in the traps. You can do as many as you can with the arms up here more, and then you can pull the elbows in more, just slowly, gradually fade down there if you want. Good, and then 4, 3, 2, and 1 more time here. Good, all right. So the next one are going to be triceps. So elbows in towards each other. You can always do one at a time and hold the elbow in and straighten one arm up. So you're gonna straighten both arms up, try to keep them fixed. The more the elbows come out, might be different pressure than here. I feel like it's a lot harder trying to keep the elbows in. Easier coming here. Keep those elbows in, keep the abs tight, not letting your back arch. Exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more, and 1 more time here, good. And then coming down, and then just resting a second. All right, so if you want the weights, you can hold them. They can help the balance. Grab something to balance if you don't have great balance. Side leg lift. So you're standing up, you can do this lying down. Heels out, toes in. See how I'm not turned out here. Reach out and come in. So I'm trying to push from my side butt, but I definitely feel my side booty stabilizing here. Inhale and exhale. I am gonna add shoulders, so we are gonna do this next, but I just wanna make sure the butt's getting work first. So we're gonna do 10. I think that's 9. 10. Switch sides. Staying upright, try not to lean. Yeah, see, even that was out. So tuck it in and reach it out. Yeah, heel out time. You can even skim the foot on the floor, but you're still trying to pretend you're pushing from the butt to help with the balance. And do 1 more time. All right, so we're gonna switch legs again, go back to the light weights. I like this V raise versus a straight out T raise or straight to the front, just because I feel like it can get the shoulder blades better, but there's all variety. So heel is out, toes in, and you're gonna do a side raise as the arms come out and then come in. I am cheating and sliding my foot. You might not see that, but that's up to you if you wanna do that. Oh, and look at me doing T's. Well, I said V's and I'm doing T's, but I'm gonna go into V's because I hear my shoulders popping and that's a little better here. But you can choose whatever you want. And 10, good, all right. Switch. I'm gonna do a front raise on this one because it's a little bit different targeting. Heel out, toe in. And then 2 more. And do 1 more time here. All right. So We're gonna go into the stretching part, so if you wanna pause this, do more abs, do the circuit, both of them twice through again. Otherwise, just come and roll down. Arms straight, legs straight, the arms just dangle below the shoulders so you get a hamstring stretch, a lower back stretch, and then come and roll it up. I'm not gonna do this with the weights, I'm coming up. Roll the shoulder blades back, and then do that again. Come and roll down. Reaching down. Roll it up. Adding on, we're gonna bend the arms or bring the arms up however you want. Do a little side bend stretch. Inhale, side bend stretch. Come up and a little arch so you lift your chest. Close the ribs neutral, arms down, and then roll down. Not locking your legs straight, having them bent. And then come and roll it back up. Bending. Reaching it up and side to side. You can move your hips less if you want more of your ribs, but the hip shifting might help the feet balance. Coming up, reaching it up, and coming up. Toe heel your feet wider. If you're on a yoga mat or in sneakers, you could put your legs really wide and come and roll down. So legs parallel versus turned out, it's all different muscles, hamstring muscles, so feel free for variety. And then come and roll it up, arms up, and then side to side, and then neutral, and then come and arch, reaching arms up, arms down, one more time, rolling it down. You can hold it here, straighten one leg, bend one leg, without the hip shifting, and you might feel hamstrings. Or if you do bend one leg and shift to one side, that might be more calves and hamstrings differently, inner thighs maybe. End what you're doing to come and roll back up, to come back up to standing. We're gonna end with balancing. So, side to side. So you're gonna step over, lift up, balance, little knee bend, shift the weight over, balance. Yeah, so I'm trying to keep my hips even, shift them over my foot, lift up, balance, step, shift, balance, and then two more. Good. Feet together. Now, step forward for one, shift the weight forward, balance, step back for one. And then balance, step forward. If you're getting good at this, you can always try closing your eyes, but that's always completely different. And one more time, step forward, step back, feet together, switch other leg leads you, step forward, balance, and step back and balance. So after this or before this, I had done some rolling out videos. There's rollers from years ago, there's the Yamuna ball, there's the block. Do something fascia. Release your rib cage, release the hips, release your armpits, do something. But if you just do 30 minutes and it's just exercise, that's great. I'll be back to make you do the things you don't want to do. I will be back in probably with an update once maternity leave happens in January. All right, we'll end with that. Hope you're all doing well.